Greetings. Welcome to the Black Health Report. Got a special guest in the house. Brother Kwabena is here. And today we're going to be talking about is our youth out of control? I know there's a lot going on around the nation. And so, we're going to talk about it. So welcome, Brother Kwabena. Welcome to the Black Health Report once again.
Brother, good to be here again with you, man, on this powerful program that you have coming up every week.
All right. I'm glad you were able to make it back. I know you're a very busy man, and I appreciate you coming out and checking us out. I wanted to deal with a couple things that are that's actually been on my mind. We've been watching the news, and we see all of the video footage of a lot of things that are going on, and we'll actually look at a little bit of that, and then I'll pause, and then we can chime in on what we actually see. There's some things going on as far as obviously the looting and the shoplifting and things we see going on that's at an all-time it's at an all-time high right now. But a lot of talk that's going on in the Black community is that for one, our youth being baited into this by Proposition 47 that actually said that you got to steal about $950 worth of stuff before you can be convicted of a serious crime. And so people look at it like, well, this is a way where I can actually get away with something. So I want to talk about that. Also, the imagery is always a black face. This is something we're seeing. And so I have to ask myself, some people are asking me, is it us? Is it us doing these things? So anyway, let's go ahead and let's chime in. Let's go ahead and I'm going to pull in a couple videos here, and then we can go ahead and we can chime in.
Is damaging property. Two people then committing a robbery. Both have been arrested. Chaos inside a Lamert Park McDonald's Monday night on Crenshaw Boulevard and West 43rd Street while the Juneteenth Festival was underway nearby. This video, posted on social media, which is now part of an LAPD investigation, shows a group of roughly 15 teenagers storming the counter, terrifying employees before a robbery was committed. One of the cash registers was taken and then busted open right outside.
People are followers, and if they see a couple of people doing something, then they just want to join in. Those were younger children just being delinquent.
Defacing the properties and all kind of things, you want to run in and steal things and take things, and they wonder why when it gets shut down. Why? Because you don't give a chance to even grow to do what it's supposed to do in the neighborhood.
Now that one was actually that was actually not actually loot. What actually was some type of looting, but it wasn't the shoplifting. But that was actually Lamert Park. The day we had the Juneteenth celebration, and I know that I did a previous show on this where brother Too Short was invited to a family event that I'm not blaming him, but I mean the climate that you bring to a family event, that really wasn't. I don't think that really set the stage, but that was showing, and that actually went viral. And one of the things that I point out is that went viral, but what didn't go viral is the fact that there were people snapping these poppers and getting people to run. So they had the feeling that there was a shooting going on. So just causes mayhem. And I think these are outside agitators that are creating this. Just my own personal opinion on that. But I want to show that. But I'm going to keep it moving, and then we're going to go on to something that's happened. I want to just bring that up. But let's go ahead and keep it moving.
The festival ended an hour early because of a false report of a shooting, according to the LAPD.
Heightened anxiety, though, for business owners as shoplifting soars across Los Angeles. According to LAPD data compiled by Crosstown LA, there were more than 800 shoplifting reports in January. That is the highest monthly total since at least 2010. Now, this part of a retail theft surge that began last August. Shoplifters targeting department and clothing stores in particular.
Store on 25 Lobos. Hey. We have this person that is taking everything from the counter. Yes, please. Can you send it back? Can you send it right away, please? Hey! Hey, no, 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 no. No, 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 we don't need that. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Okay, man. Hey, stop.
It's the wrong place to rob as owners of an El Monte jewelry store fight back.
That suspect was confronted by store owners swinging a stick at Mesa Jewelry.
Lori Parra shows us the dramatic video tonight.
The video of Mesa Jewelers fighting back in the Southland's latest smash and grab is intense. 3 members of the all-family staff punching, kicking, and swinging at a man who they say came in at about 2:30 this afternoon, pepper sprayed the El Monte store, and then started smashing their showcases with a hammer until they chased him out.
Released this surveillance video of 3 women stealing clothes at the Waikele Old Navy store on May 30th. Police say that the 3 were working together to hide their stolen goods in their shoulder bags and even stuffed clothing into a large trash bag. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers 955-8300.
Now, hopefully you got a good look at that particular video. Now, that video, if you notice, in that video, you seen black people, and then at the end there, you saw some Latino women that were actually shoplifting. I'm going to show that, and now I'm going to show you another video of non-black people doing the same thing. And I want to see if you actually see something that is a little bit different from the video we just saw, and what you're going to see here when you see white folks shoplifting.
Would you give chase with your camera phone if you saw someone acting suspiciously?
Just ran this stuff out of Walmart right here. Stole it. No, I didn't.
Anthony Smith didn't just relentlessly record the guy outside this Coweta, Oklahoma Walmart. Smith posted it on his Facebook page.
He's taking off right now. Whatever, dude. He took his license plate.
After watching the man take off his plate, Smith tried to get his vehicle identification number.
There's the VIN number.
Smith told ABC News he was outside the Walmart exit when he saw the man looking around and then darting out with his cart.
This guy right here is taking it. Look at him. Just stole all this stuff.
I paid for it. He says he paid, but there seems to be something missing from the shopping cart. Smith told ABC News.
It was very obvious that he was stealing them. None of the items were bagged.
Smith asked that his face not be shown because he fears retaliation.
He is the vigilante gone viral.
Good for them, you know. Maybe it'll stop some of them stupid people from stealing.
I think they're brave.
It just was not very smart to do. Now, if that man had turned around and hit you in the head with the box of diapers, you would have been mad.
But he didn't hit his pursuer. You can just barely make out the woman behind the wheel asking questions. The Coweta police tell CNN that all of the parties in the video have been identified, though no names have been released and no one's been charged with anything as the investigation continues. Walmart is cooperating with police and says we have handed over surveillance video that does capture the incident. The man jumps in the SUV as it's already starting to move. Go. And the video ends. The items may not have been bagged, but will the guy loading them be?
Look at him.
He must have set the cart-to-car land speed record for loading groceries. Jeannie Mo, CNN. New York.
So that's what we'll do.
Police say the woman stole blankets from the store just a week before. Outside the store, Limna confronts her.
No, you're going to stay here until I'm done with you.
And the alleged shoplifter is given a no trespassing notice.
So they have to sign this, but once they do, it's a notice of trespass. It doesn't expire. If you are back here, you can get cited for unlawful trespass.
Limna says this time the 52-year-old woman put the merchandise back on the counter before police arrived.
He has to give you a citation for that time that you stole, and your trespass notice is right there. So she didn't commit a crime today. She was just trespassed today and cited for the retail theft last week.
All right.
Homeboy said, "No, I'm not."
Yeah, but did you see the difference between The different shoplifters, the black and brown shoplifters from the first video and the second video. Did you see anything different? Did you notice anything?
Well, how it was reported. I mean, just yeah, it was different. I mean, what are your thoughts?
Here's what I'm pointing out. The non-black shoplifters, they made sure to cloud out their faces. If you notice that, the black. The black and the brown shoplifters, they made sure that their faces were shown.
Wow.
Okay. The only time that you see them clouding out a face of a non-white person is usually if they're, or actually they do it for both. If they're an employee, just to kind of, they'll cloud them out. And you do see that across the board. But when it comes to looters, they show the looters. I've got a lot of footage of that. They show black people, and I'm looking at this. It's just I want to discuss this because I say, is our youth out of control now? I know that some of those people are us, and so I just want to show the disparity when it comes to reporting, and that is very important. And at the same time, there's going to be a disparity when it comes to enforcing the law as well. And so, as black folks, I know some of us, because I've had conversations with some brothers and sisters, and they say, well, white folks is looting too. They doing it too. But the same rules don't apply to us that apply to them. It should be, but that's not in reality. It's just not that way. And so I try to tell, like, I'm a teacher. So, I talk to my students about, don't get caught up in this. This is something that my fear right now with all of this that they're putting out there, because this was all this was part of, the bill in 2014 California bill that I know they had other bills all around the nation, but I know here in California, I think it was Proposition 47 that said that you got to steal at least $950 worth of product before you actually can get convicted of a serious crime. And so they're just given citations and they're able to go home. So they look at it as, okay, what's to lose? And so. And so I just want to bring that out because what happened was a couple things that come to my mind when I see what's going on right now. They're showing a black face. Sometimes they show a Mexican face. They put a face on this. And right now what you have is there's 3 bills that are actually being submitted to increase prison sentences for all of these things. And I see this being the same thing that happened during the crack epidemic where the crime bill had to be passed because of the fact that it was so much crime, so much killing, so much thing. And so now they're showing this visual of all the looting. So people will vote for anything that will stop it, but they're not looking at the fact that that it's going to be longer prison sentences, and they're going to do all kinds of. That's my only concern about these particular bills. Hopefully, the particular people that are looking at these bills don't just vote on emotion. And so this is my just kind of my concern about that. But when it comes to responsibility, I'm gonna share this and we can get into one thing. Go ahead.
It's $1,000 in Chicago, I think, before they get prosecuted. And so you have the same problem in Chicago, other than the 950. This is what I read recently. But
wow.
Show the other video that you're going to show. But this is just a
yeah. Actually, I've shown that's both of the only 2 that I'm gonna put, because I'm not gonna play too much of that. I've seen enough. I think we all have seen enough of it. I was just going to make the point, and I want to make this point. I remember, and I was looking for some just to show how long they've been doing this. I was looking for some old VHS that I had where they were doing sting operations in the black community, where what they were doing was they would put these trucks with all these electronics in it, and they would leave it unlocked. And then once these young, it was set up in black neighborhoods where young brothers and sisters were just hanging out. And so they would look at it like, how that truck's been there for a while. And they would go in and when they start taking things, behind the boxes were police. They were in the truck, and these were sting operations. And so my thing is we got to beware of these particular things being set up. Yeah, set up on our youth, and our youth. I'm not giving them a pass. They have to do us right, because this same thing happened when I was teaching high school in the 90s. I remember an amusement park where some of students from the school that I was teaching, they end up going to this amusement park, and they end up doing this grab, what's it called,
smash and grab,
and they were getting all of they were going to different booths, 30 and 40 at a time, and a good portion of them got caught. And what they did was they banned the school for like 5 years, where they couldn't go to this amusement park. But a lot of these kids were not bad kids. You can say they were following what everybody else was doing. And because I talked to some of them afterwards, and what happened, what they don't realize is that it affected them when they were trying to get a job. Even though that was a juvenile situation, it still affected them, a trust situation where people didn't want to hire them, because they can actually check your juvenile, even though they'll say it's sealed, but those things they carry. And so just want to mention that, that part of it.
Well, the brother said it earlier when he talked after the McDonald's piece, that people are just followers, and you follow. I mean, I've done it before, following stuff I shouldn't be doing with knuckleheads. Most of the time, I'm glad I have more of an independent mind, where I see crazy stuff happening and I don't follow it. Sometimes I even check people I know, what y'all doing, man? But it's it's crazy. It's ironic too that we always deal with this hip hop piece. There's a song by a group called The Coup called "Taking These," where they're talking about taking from the rich and giving to the poor, and why they're doing, or some of the reasons they're doing, are more.
I'm sorry, you faded out for a moment when you said taking from the rich. What'd you say?
Taking from the rich and giving to the poor, and more of the reasons why they were doing it, more Robin Hood type reasons that's depicted in this crazy video from my brother Boots and those from The Coup, the artist, the rappers called The Coup. But also think about all the time our resources have been stolen. And it's ironically that, the people globally, or the Africans, are working on stopping our resources from being stolen from these Europeans with their neo-colonial imperialism that continues. But those are raw resources. And now we are out here taking finished products, but not for any particular revolutionary reasons. It's just, it is pretty sad to see. But when we talked about, the different races or the different sorts of people, I remember working in Hammond, Indiana, and the Walmart got moved from one part of Hammond out to the near Highland Hammond area. And they were saying that was one of the top theft Walmarts in the whole country, was the one in Hammond, Indiana. That's the city that's between Gary and Chicago. And in Hammond, the population is a mixed population. I think it's mostly white, but a good portion of Africans, a good portion of Hispanics. So, I mean, definitely wasn't just Africans doing that. There's also a Cabela's, and a Cabela's is like one of those superstores for outdoor gear and guns and all like that. The Cabela's out there, which is still open, was one of the top theft Cabela's out there. And black folks really don't go in Cabela's that much either. And so people were taking stuff all around in this, they're taking stuff, shoplifting, as we see, is on the increase. And you're right, it is sometimes, embarrassing, and it's interesting when we see all these smash and grab things, but it also goes into the lack of morals, or the morals that are being morals, the lack of morals, how it's being promoted to the masses of our youth, the materialism, the morals, and then, like you said, not thinking about the future, not just thinking about the here and now. A lot of us don't even think we're going to have a future.
Yeah, most definitely. And that's where elders need to really start talking to these youth and actually talk to them about what we're talking about now. These are things that we can't just we can't just think that this is just something that that other youth are doing. Sometimes it's you find out that it's very close, so we need to have that conversation. I know
a lot of times they don't have there's a rapper, Pooh Shiesty, who's locked up in jail right now. He had a song called Back in Blood. And in the chorus, he says, I ain't got nowhere to go because I done shot up everywhere they was. A lot of these youth and a lot of these cities ain't got nothing to do, ain't got nowhere to go because they done shot up everywhere they was. They go to the party, they go there, there's no team posts, there's no places like that for them to go, skating rings and things like that, because they're so violent. And so the parents won't let them go, or they don't want to go because they don't want to get caught up in all this violence. So they find other things to do. They'll go to the beach, 31st Beach, or wherever it is in Chicago, and mob out. They'll go downtown and act the fool. And then, they're going to get mischievous. And they're also still being programmed by this music, which says don't have any morals, don't respect anybody, take stuff that don't belong to you. Just, even to the point of taking people's cars and jacking ladies and old ladies' cars, beating up 60-some-year-old women. And so, yeah, bro, it's right now is a lot of our youth are out of control, but they're being programmed. They're being programmed with toxic propaganda, and toxic programming leads to toxic behavior.
Yeah, I mean that's something we need to address it, and I know you're doing some things to address it. If I'm not mistaken, your is it just Clear the Airwaves Project.org? Is that it?
Yeah, I said Clear the Airwaves Project.org.
Yeah, because I know you guys have been doing some good work. I've been kind of following you on Facebook in the work that you guys have been doing, can you tell me a little bit about what are you guys doing and what's the goal? Because I know even when you did a earlier program where some people were saying, well, aren't you being a little too hard on the music coming up, because we had music that may not have been positive. So what is so serious right now about the music that's happening right now? I listen to some of them. You showed me some of the lyrics, but can you give us some idea of some things that that maybe the general public doesn't know about when it comes to, especially the Black community? Like what's going on in those earphones? I mean, we talked about it, but I know since I had you as a guest last, there's a lot more that I've seen and I've heard on the radio, and I'm gonna pull up a couple people, and maybe if you want to chime in, I had a couple picks of, because you know more than I do. I'm a teacher, but I try. That's why I try to have guests and talk to people like yourself that's really in tune with some of the music that they're actually listening to, because it's so whack to me that I find myself I asking the youth like what song you like, and I'll go ahead and Google it and put in lyrics and see what the lyrics are. That's the only way I don't listen to this stuff, but they are listening to it, so I'm concerned about what is actually is there. And so is there anything that you can pinpoint as far as something that's going on right now that we need to put our energy on? Now I know some of the ones we talked about before, and I'll pull some up if you want to address any of them. But I know
that's
this guy,
the baby. Yeah.
Okay, so what can we say about what's happening with him?
Well, the baby out of Charlotte area, North Carolina, came forth several years ago. Him and Lil Baby came forth at the same time. His song Shug, and he bragged about putting 20K on your head and have your partners kill you. Bragged about burning the inn at the store where your mammy and grandmama shop at. Not your mama, but your mammy. Straight up minstrel music. And he did actually shoot and kill someone at a store. I don't know if it was a Walmart, ironically, or what type of store it was at. I can't recall, but he got off and his little daughter was there. So his daughter is a G. She saw him kill an inn, or she shoot an inn at the age of 2 or whatever age she was, but she was a baby. And so he brags about that in the song called Rockstar. And Rockstar was #1 song in Belgium, Australia, England, about five countries before it became #1 song in the US. So it was global.
So this is from that song right here. So what is he talking about here?
His gun told him to promise he's going to use it and squeeze it, and he's going to get to busting and going, if that Glock ain't enough, he going to go get the chopper, which is the bigger assault weapon, and just kill people and kill Black people. And that was the #1 song in 5 different countries. Last time I was in Africa, I don't know if it was one of the last times I was in Africa. I'm on the beach in Ghana and they playing this madness. So I had to go check the DJ. I said, bro, don't you know your brothers and sisters back home, I mean in the US again, are dying, and this is the type of stuff that's promoting us to shoot and kill each other. This is it. So it's tough. And so let me say one more thing about the baby. So the baby got canceled because he messed around at one of the minstrel fests and said something between songs about the LBG2. He said something about that group, something ignorant, and they heard that in between songs and canceled him. And so there was like a concert he was gonna have, I think in New Orleans or somewhere, only had like a few hundred seats, tickets sold, so they had to cancel the concert. But now they started playing him again because he's making songs with Glorilla.
Okay, and we're gonna talk. I want you to tap on her in a minute. Now, this is what you're talking about here, right? That was this is from that same song.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, and then and this was another one from that same song.
Yeah, I got a big drum and whole hundreds. I ain't going for nothing. I'm ready to air it out on all these ends. I can see him running. It's just and now his mama, but his mama's gonna call and check up on him to see if he's okay.
Yeah, he's okay. But while he's talking about killing somebody else's
making somebody's like 50 Cent, this song they played early in the century that they would play on the radio. I have your mama picking out your casket. They would play that on the radio. I'll have your mama picking out your casket.
And another brother we want to what about?
Oh, that's No Future.
Okay, No Future. Okay.
Yeah, we add the no to it also. I just think about the 29-year-old brother that was killed at a Future concert out here south of Chicago a couple years ago. I think about him a lot when I think about No Future. No Future. I think about No Future also when I think about the 15 people that were shot at a funeral. 10 of them sisters. They said one of the sisters got her breast shot off. And this fool, and not just him, but the radio stations that play that poison, the NAACP Image Awards, which nominated this song called Life is Good from him and Fake, where he brags about putting your face, murking you, putting your face on a newspaper or in the news, and then paying somebody $20K in drug money to shoot up your funeral, to shoot up your hearse. Played on the radio, nominated for awards, Image Awards. That's No Future. And don't forget Molly Percocet, where understand he don't even take drugs or whatever, but he's telling us it's cool to be on Molly and Percocet. And he's the voice behind the tagline for Metro Boomin, where he says, if Young Metro don't trust you, I'm going to shoot you. Like if I don't trust somebody, what you got to do is shoot them. Not get away from them, not develop some trust, but you shoot them. And this is a tagline. This is a tagline that was on 5 songs in the top 10 on iHeart. We call them No Heart. Just like we call him No Future, we call iHeart Radio No Heart. They have at least 28 stations in markets across the U.S. that push this poison music on the young African masses. But he had 5 songs in their top 10 in Chicago at the end of January 2017, which said, if you don't trust somebody, you should shoot them. 5 songs they were playing in the top 10, which means they're going to be played over and over again in hot rotation during the day.
That's crazy. So what's up with this sister right here?
That's Gloria, Sister Gloria, and she added a Rilla in there out of Memphis, Tennessee, around Memphis, Tennessee. This is, I think, from this video, FNIGGA Free, FUCKNIGGA Free, a song about she don't need no end. And man, I just saw this new song with her and 4 other sisters that's just as bad as this one. But on this one, they're out in the parking lot in the video, drinking, pregnant women out there twerking, on cars, doing that. And it's just what's being pushed out for our children and our youth. And she's at concerts all over the place. And she's ABC News had her talking about her on the news recently as they were recognizing the 50th anniversary of hip hop. It's just she is interesting in that I just saw a video today from 2015 of this baby twerking. And in 2015, at that point, we only had three sisters that would be played on radio constantly for our youth. And they were Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, and Beyonce. And 2016 or 17, whenever they manufactured Cardi B, we called her Cardi B Gone. Then there was an onslaught of the City Girls, Megan Pete, Lotto, and it just continues right now up until Glorilla. And now we have Sexy Red, Sukiyani. And these sisters are it's getting worse and worse, how they demean and degrade themselves and how they are just destroying the morals and the images of our people, of our women sisters in particular. It's just out of control, bro.
That's wild. Can you tell me what's up with this song right here?
Oh, that must be Peasy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, $2 million up. His buddy's getting out of not his buddy, this dude getting out of jail. So your people get out of prison, you go meet him have a party. You try to see what's up with them. They get out and they just ready to. They put $2 million up to get him killed. So they're gonna kill him. This song, he says, he says, FN's like he's a racist, bro. He's like FN's like I'm a racist. This is a black man making this song. He says we go to a party, we hit the party up. Yeah, it's okay. I catch him at the light, like Tupac, and hit him up. So he got some other people at the light, and they used that funky beat from the Seattle Garrett and Dennis Edwards, "Don't Look Any Further," which was used by Rakim on a more conscious and just hip hop level. But yeah, this is a song that was a big hit. And one of the first times I heard it, was right after there was 30 people shot in a town called Dadesville, Alabama, I think that was a Sweet 16 party. And then I turned on the radio. He talked about hitting the party up. Hit the party up, acting up. I'm just acting up. And that's what they did in Dadesville. They shot up the party. All these people got shot and just in despair. And I think they got all the brothers who did it.
Yeah, that is wild. That is totally wild. It's wild, brother. And one more person I think I forgot to ask you about right here.
Oh, I love her.
Huh?
The Queen of Soul?
No, who's the Queen of Soul? Yeah, but who's to the left of her?
Oh, that's Megan.
Yes, and actually, this is something that I mean when I posted, a couple people got a little mad at me because they like her, but Megan, but this was a total disgrace. And I think more than NDIRE should have spoke up when you saw what she was doing at the Essence Fest. When people don't realize Essence means elegance.
Wow.
And and there's nothing elegant about this picture, to the left. But obviously, the queen of soul. She had to say, "What the hell are you doing?" from her grave. And so anyway,
and I'm filling you on the NDIRE piece, and I was thinking the same thing. Why was she mainly the only one or one of the few who spoke out? There is a hip hop code of silence, just like what the police do, and it's ridiculous. And these we get on the police like righteous, like we should for that crap, but these rappers need to come on now. And I think about Diana Ross. I just saw she was with Beyonce recently, but I remember way back when Lil' Kim came out with the pasties on, Diana Ross came out and covered it up. I'm like, what are you doing? And it's like, and that whole thing, and that's just Megan, but that was like a 50-something minute set. Megan called sisters up there, not once, not twice, but 3 times to come up there and drop it like it's hot, twerk. And there ain't no African dance they doing up there when they down on the upper and just gyrate up. They ain't no African dance. That's just stimulating just low level, just disrespecting themselves. And there's several videos where people are critical of that issue. And that, again, the Essence Fest, that is a fest sponsored by Coca-Cola, sponsored by Target, sponsored by AT&T, sponsored by L'Oreal Cosmetics. And these sponsors now are they're going to be getting some letters and some stuff from the people saying, look, we boycotting y'all.